to get Dr. Chris de Kok back on the line from our Pretoria studios. He's an independent crime analyst and he's helping us analyze the trends and patterns when it comes to the spate of armed mall robberies we're seeing in Cape Town this week. Good afternoon, Chris. Apologies for that, breaking the link a little bit earlier. When we left off, you were telling us whether heightened police visibility does lead to a reduction in criminal activity, or do criminals just move off to another area? What's the overriding trend we're seeing, Chris?
Well, look, if we look specifically at mall robberies, you'll find that this time of the year, there are more people in malls. So it makes it much more difficult to police malls. Now, if we look at this year, there are more police visibility in the malls, but these are mostly, it seems, either student police officers or just people who just entered the police service. And these, it's not much of a deterrent to your hardened CIT robbers, for example. So the robberies that you find in the malls in Cape Town, it seems, was mostly cash in transit robberies at ATMs. Now, those are very brazen robbers. So it will be very difficult, even if you have more police visibility, to deter that. But people should also be careful in malls, because there's lots of people in malls. There are many other criminals taking handbags, grabbing handbags, and all those kind of types of things.
Chris, how does one actually measure or reveal the effects of crime, if you like, or the fear of crime on business growth and development? What are some of the indicators you would look at?
Sorry, I haven't heard you.
Yes, Chris, we are struggling with the line a little bit today, but if you can hear me, how does one measure or reveal the effects of crime or the fear of crime on business growth and development? What are some of the key indicators you would look at?
Look, if we want to see if there was an increase in crime, you have to take this period of time and compare it with similar periods in the past. So you have to have the statistics of crime, say for example in shopping centers, and compare that with similar periods, say December, November, December, and then see if you had an increase or not. That is the only way of determining if there's an increase or a decrease. And that you will only do by the end of the festive season. What we find usually is that these kind of robberies, strangely enough, just after Christmas, between Christmas and New Year, you will find that there's quite a decrease in this kind of crime for at least January. It seems as if your criminals are going on holiday by January.
Very quickly, Chris, before I let you go, crime is not uniquely a South African problem, but it is embedded very deeply in our society due to our violent history, etc. And it does speak to the need for community outreach projects. In your line of work, do you see the difference these projects make in specific communities in alleviating crime?
Yeah, I think it depends on the type of crime. Community projects is especially important when it comes to your social crime. You know, crimes against women and children, your crimes which is a result of alcohol and drug abuse. Now, we always find in this time of the year, around about November, October, December and January, we find that people have more parties, there's more social events, and we find an increase in those kind of crimes. Now, community projects and community awareness can help to address those crimes. When it comes to something like CITs and ATM robberies and bank robberies, those kind of things are not addressed by community projects.
Thank you, Dr. Chris de Kok, our independent crime analyst, joining us from our studios in Pretoria. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us on the SABC News Desk. Time to take a short break, or rather no break. Time for the sports news with Pearl.